Pick me. No, me. Me. Hey y'all, hey y'all. Okay, yeah, I'm not a singer. Y'all already know. Um, I'm recording and I am staring at a damn spider right now. A spider. I hate spiders. Anyway, I'm gonna have to deal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal. It's not that big anyway, but it's just disturbing because it's a spider. Yeah, how are y'all doing? Hmm? 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 Forgive me if you hear the like a little noise, a little something in the background, but it's hot and I have a fan. I need it. Otherwise I'm gonna die. Well, I may pass out or go crazy. So please bear with me. I hope y'all are doing good. Today is the last day. Well, what's the last day of the Olympics? Oh, mosquitoes. I'm sorry. It's hot and mosquitoes are out, so I'm gonna have to slap them too. Um, Today's the last day of the Olympics, and I was expecting something nice, regarding the ceremony, and it's not. I mean, it's not. They were like, "Oh, you saw the opening ceremony? Well, the closing one is gonna be spectacular." No, it's not. It's not. I mean, it's honoring the athletes, as it should, because it's super important. Like all the people who got there, like who were even selected to get there, are Olympians. I mean, they're amazing athletes, so they deserve to be honored, and they deserve to parade. Oh my God, this thing is crawling. Oh my God. Anyway, they deserve to to parade their medals and all of that. I think that's great, but like a it's not a show, right? Um, so I wish they did not like sell it like a great show or anything, because it's just a parade, and that's perfectly fine. It's just the bait and switch on us that I don't really like. That's it. Yeah. Anyway. Otherwise, I'm here. Doing fine. It's been the last couple of weeks have been kind of busy, sort of. This week has not been the best in terms of productivity and stuff, but I'm back on that. I've actually been back on that for the past 2 days. So yeah, um, but I want to go like straight into the topic today, because I have a few things to talk about, and I actually want to keep it short. I know I always say that, not always, but sometimes I say that and I lie. Today I would like that to be true. So let's move on. Dum, ba-dum, dum, bum, bum. Yeah. Do you have a coin? Cause your girl needs a coin or two or three, um, however much you can spare. Cause it takes a little bit of resources. Not a lot. Not these days anyway. Um, but yeah, I would absolutely appreciate like a little something. So if you feel like you can spare a coin or two, please head on over to ftnpod.com and click on the donate button and give any amount you want. I think you can like donate euros, dollars, and pounds, I believe. Yeah, I think something like that. Otherwise, whatever is there, whatever is available. But that's for one-time donations. And if you want, you can be like, oh, you know what? I want to support my good sis on a regular. And if you want to do that, you can, support me on Patreon. And that's by going to, still ftnpod.com. You'll see the Patreon button at the top. Click on it and then, subscribe to whatever. It starts at $2 a month. Just $2, baby. All right. And up to however much you want, really. Yeah. But you know what? The free thing is great too. Right? I know the economy, all of that stuff. I know because, I buy groceries too. um, yeah, so if you don't have the means or if you don't want to spend your money that way, you can still share, comment, rate, right? Give us 5-star review because that's so important for the algorithm and all of that good stuff, right? So please do that, and it costs you nothing but a little bit of time. All right? Thank you so much for your support, and well, let's just go back to the show. All right? If you have hung around the internet for a little bit, you have heard the word pick me. It's not new. And I think it's pretty self explanatory. I mean, pick me, pick me, pick me. Yeah, so it's usually reserved for women, cis or trans actually, but mostly women. I don't know. I mean, do I have to think about sexism related to the term pick me? Yeah, I don't know. We'll think about that some other time, perhaps. But um, it's a term that right now is mostly reserved for women, and well, really the original, as I'm aware anyway, um, is really about cis women or women of of any type subscribing to patriarchy in order to be chosen, in order to be picked by men. And it doesn't work, sis. It doesn't work because they don't want pygmies. They want like the real, those who are super vocal on the internet, who have podcasts and all of that stuff. Those guys, they don't want to pick me. They actually want a feminist that they can, for whatever reason, maybe because that's what they actually like. They don't want a woman who's a doormat, or they want someone that they can break. So they don't want any type of pick me. Well, they might want that as a, as the person who will maintain their house, but then they will cheat with a feminist, or they'll cheat with someone with a little more spine. That's just, don't get mad at me. Get mad at these people. um, but yeah, so that's the general idea. Now, I want to talk about pick me's in the context of transness. And yeah, we do have our own type of pick me, types really of pick me's. And really, the two that I have in mind and that I want to talk about today are the those. How do I say that? I have to be careful because I don't want my words to be misinterpreted. But the first one are the very binary trans women, and I'm not going to talk about trans men really, but actually, this applies as well, because I have seen some well, one in particular. I remember one trans man fighting so hard for cis acceptance and being the good trans, right? um So this first category of pick-mes I have, of trans pick-mes I have, is the folks who are very binary and who will actually um, crap on everybody else who does not fit in any type of way. And that means who does not quote unquote pass, who is not cis assumed. They will say that you're not making an effort, right? When actually, your body is what it is, your face is what it is, your hands, whatever. They will say, no, you're not being serious, quote unquote, about your transition. And, or similar, you know, yeah, similarly, the same type of people will also talk about if you don't want the surgery, then you are not really trans either, right? What they want is to have this idea of transness that is so medical, and that to me, but that's my understanding. I don't want to make it like a universal truth or some type of diagnosis, but um, it's like they want transness to be solely medical and clinical, and that way they can say, it's not my fault, I'm the way I am, right? It's medical. I do have a diagnosis from a psychiatrist or whatever, some medical um, some medical authority, and here it is on paper. So now please accept me. And also, look, I'm not talking about that non-binary nonsense. I am not one of those they thems. I am a purely she her or a purely he him, and so now please accept me, right? I do have my meds, my hormones. I do have a treatment. I do have look at the way I dress. Look at the way I apply my makeup, or look at the way I perform femininity. And because of that, you should accept me. And and if I have to crap on everybody else in order for cis people to accept me, then so be it. That's the first type of people, and I've met a few of them. I've met quite a few. Um, for 20 years actually, I've been confronted with people like that. Either people who felt like super bad about who they were, or people who are actually open about who they are, and but they also really want that acceptance. Now, what do we do about these people? That's my big question. What do we do about them? And honestly, I think that many times it's just a matter of time before, well, time and maybe having the right type of references pushed in front of them. Because at some point, um, like when we start, when we just begin, the transition, I think it's easy to fall into that type of thinking. At some point, I can't say really that I was really there, but at some point I was like, yeah, I I'm very binary. That's who I am. Um, but I don't think. Yeah, no. I'm trying to be nice, but I don't. Even for myself, I don't remember a time where I was like, yeah, those non-binary people. They know. No, we didn't call them non-binary at the time. There were other names, Yeah, there were other names, but we did understand, like 20 years ago, we did understand that gender was a spectrum. We did understand that you could choose not to have bottom surgery and that it didn't change who you were socially, right? Because you don't walk outside with your genitals out. It doesn't matter. That's very private. Um, so we already knew that. So there was no reason to be some type of pick me. So, but maybe in terms of like how you sorry, y'all, I was interrupted. What I was saying is we knew, um, even though some of us were very binary, and I still am. I'm not gonna pretend to, I mean, it hasn't changed for me, and I'm not gonna pretend to be something else just to be cool or to, you know. So yeah, I'm not gonna, lie. I don't think they really have an excuse. They don't have an excuse. But what I think is that a lot of people do evolve, and that kind of position is very like at the beginning of the transition, when people want to feel like they are normal. They don't want to feel they already feel weird. They already feel like they're outside of what they should be, and they are trying to get a little bit of power back, or maybe power is not exactly the right word here. It is, but I don't mean power as in control over something else, but power on themselves, power over their own destinies and stuff. It's more like that. Um, so I get that. I get that. And with some time, a lot of people move on. They realize that, well, no, actually, so and so down there who is, a woman, and who maybe doesn't perform womanhood the same way as womanhood is advertised. Well, this person is still a woman, um, whether they're cis or trans. So this trans person over here, who's not exactly adhering to everything womanhood um, um, is quote unquote supposed to be, then this person is valid as well. You know, so I think, yeah, with time, people get it, but not everybody does. Not everybody does. And when it's been a few years and they're still on that medical thing, they're still on that I'm passing thing, that biological thing, right? Look, it is so natural to be what I am that I actually, quote unquote, actually look like a quote unquote real woman, right? It's that type of, I mean, that type of really problematic um, way of looking at the world. Sorry, that really problematic way of looking at the world is not supposed to last, and if it does, I really don't think that there are people who you should be hanging out with. It's that simple, because they can be really toxic, because they can be really harmful. It doesn't scream confidence. It doesn't scream I'm good with who I am, I'm good with my body, etc. It screams I long to be accepted. I long to be seen as who I say I am. And when you're around that type of people, what happens is a lot of comparisons, a lot of mocking, even their own friends. It's a lot of that. A lot of dragging for reading for masculine features, and things like that. And that's really not the right type of environment to be around for anybody, like even especially at the beginning of a transition, right? Especially then. So yeah, the remedy is excommunication. Like you cannot be in community with people like that. Maybe send them resources with love. Like, hey, here's a book. Read it, please. But then I will love you from a distance. Um, from now on, that's that's really the best to me. And an example of those type of people would be Blair White. Because I mean, I've been talking and I was like, this, the image of that girl just kept popping in my head. I'm like, this is it. This is her. This is the type of person who will actually um, make themselves allies of people who want them gone, who want them dead, um, in order to feel better about themselves. They want to be aligned with um, the oppressor. You know, it's like anti-blackness in black people. It's like, well, it's cooning. It's really cooning for the trans community. And yeah, every community has their coon. I actually said that directly to a trans man who was cooning for cis people, and it was just so bad. And maybe that was a little mean of me. It was a black trans man, but he was a he was a coon. But anyway, yeah, these people need to be left alone, and so they can serve the master in peace. I actually wanted to put these people in a different category, but aside from the trans medicalist, there's this other type of pick me who, like before they were who they are today, they were not a pick me, but because they've had some surgery, because they are now maybe in a place where they believe everybody should be. Maybe not everybody should be. It's not really that. It's more like they are in a place where they now feel comfortable about themselves. Now it's like, okay, F everybody else. Y'all are ugly. Y'all look like men. um, and I am the bomb. I am amazing. And look at you. Ha ha ha. This actual topic came from a post I saw on X now. Um, and it was this person who was laughing at another trans woman. And I mean, yeah, that happens. It's not rare, unfortunately. And then I saw a comment under that post that was like, um, you were looking like that just a few procedures ago. So what's up? And I was like, yeah, you do have these people who they're only humble because they think they're not in a position to be anything other than humble, right? AKA, they feel like they're ugly, right? And they feel like they better shut up because they're no better, quote unquote, than the people they actually want to make fun of. But once they get the money and they spend it on surgery and they spend it on things that, whether it's surgery, whether it's clothes, wigs, whatever, hair, nails, whenever they achieve that look, or that positioning that they believe is the right one, at least for them, then it's actually like the true self comes out and they become these horrific people who and it's not just to be picked. I don't believe. um, it's more like, look how far I've come. I am better than you. And for these people, I don't think there's anything you can do. I really don't believe there's anything you can do. Um, because it's not that they are in a phase where they're strange. I mean, when they're not themselves, right? It's actually the opposite. I think it's like it's a phase that reveals who they really were all along. It's just that they believed that they couldn't afford to actually be who they were, right? All the stuff they thought they had to keep it inside because it was like, I'm too ugly to say that stuff, right? And now, oh, now I'm pretty. I can say that stuff. So it's actually the true person, the true disgusting person who comes out once they feel like they're in a position to afford it. I hope that makes sense. Um, yeah, let me know. Have you uh, why am I asking that question? I know you have. I know you have been in the path of a pygmy. I know that a pygmy has said something around you, if not to you, um, about how um, things should be, how people, like trans people and trans women specifically, should be in order to deserve the title of woman, right? Because it's not an identity, it's a title. You earn it in their eyes anyway. Not mine, because no. Um, so let me know your experiences. I'm really curious. For now, I'm gonna end it here, and you know what? I'm gonna have a little glass of rosé, cause yeah, Olympics, baby. Um, thank you for spending this time with me. I'm gonna go work on some projects, and maybe I'll talk about them next time. For now, also, yes, if you have some tips, I may make some people mad, but if you have some tips regarding um, image generation with AI, actually, let me know all your thoughts really regarding AI image generation because yeah, I just want to know. I know that some people are really mad about it. Um, I know that in my own field, when it comes to writing, I know that AI is no match. Um, at least when it comes to writing for adults. Maybe for kids it's different. I don't know, but when it comes to on writing on um, when it comes to writing on complex topics, I mean AI is really no match because it's really trying to be PC. It's really not going deep into anything. So maybe for now, maybe later, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I do want to hear your thoughts, and if you have some tips, because right now I'm playing around with images and AI. But if there are like ethical objections and stuff, I yeah, I do want to hear about them. So for now, thank you for being here, and spending this time with me, and I hope you have a good week. All right, bye bye, y'all.